Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Technical difficulty here. Thank you for joining me on today's snippet. I was reading uh, uh, going through my daily practice of my readings today, and I came across this one. For those of you who might be curious, I read from the calendar, which Father Celso, in his spiritual direction, really encouraged me to do, because um, if you read through the calendar and you read the uh, um, entrances for each day, by the end of one year, you've read through all of um, the writings. You've read through all 36 volumes of the book. There are a couple of days that have no entries, and on that day we read volume one. So, and if you're familiar with volume one, it's a very small volume, so you can easily read that in sit down and read that in a couple of readings. Today's reading is from volume 16. It's from the 30th of July from 1923. So that's exactly 102 years ago from today. And I just thought it was a beautiful reading. It's not real long, but it's just a beautiful visual for us, I think. And the reading, let me change something here. Uh, Sorry, I'm doing a little technical tap dance here, and those of you who know me know that that's a challenge. So anyway, um, this is from volume 16, and the heading is the soul who enters into the divine will is like the flower which exposes itself to the sun. She receives from God all his divine characteristics and the likeness of her creator. Now, for those of us in the divine will, we know that we have access to the likeness of the creator. We have access to actual divinity, which sometimes I think is hard for us to wrap our little pea brains around. But it is true that as we continue to live in God's will and fused in God's will, we begin to take on these divine characteristics, because the divine will, God is acting through us. We're not acting of and by ourselves. It's not of our will, our volition. It's God who is actually doing the acts. So it begins, Louisa, I was fusing myself in the holy divine will, and my sweet Jesus came and told me, my daughter, every time the soul enters my will to pray, to work, and to do other things, she receives as many divine colors, one more beautiful than the other. Don't you see how much variety of colors and of beauty nature contains? These are the shadows of the variety of colors and beauty which my divinity contains. But how do plants and flowers acquire such variety of colors? To whom did I give the office to color so many different plants with so many different colors? To the sun. Its light and its heat contain fecundity and variety of colors, such as to embellish the whole earth. And if only the plant exposes itself to the kisses of its light, to its embraces, and to its heat, the flower blooms. And as though returning it to it the kiss and the embrace, it receives the shades of the colors and forms its beautiful complexion. Now, the soul who enters into my will symbolizes the flower, which exposes itself to receive the kiss and the embrace of the sun. to receive the different colors which the sun contains. And by returning them, she receives the different colors of divine nature. She is really the celestial flower which the eternal sun, by the breath of its light, has colored so well as to perfume heaven and earth and delight with its beauty the very divinity and the whole celestial court. The rays of my will empty her of what is human and fill her with what is divine. And so one can see in her beautiful rainbow of my attributes. Therefore, my daughter, enter often into my will in order to receive the tones and the different colors of the likeness to your Creator. This is a relatively short reading in the writings, but it is so full of wisdom and knowledge that I couldn't help but want to bring it to you, sort of unpack it a little bit. So he begins by saying, every time the soul enters my will to pray, to work, or to do other things, she receives as many divine colors, one more beautiful than the other. So as much as we pray, we work, or we offer our acts, we receive many divine colors for every time we do that. For every time we act in the divine will, in whatever way, we receive these divine colors. And then he talks about nature. And of course, we are given the task to offer the rounds of creation. And one of the benefits of the rounds of creation is that we get to really concentrate, meditate, contemplate the beauty of creation, the beautiful world that God has placed us in, this beautiful garden, this beautiful, extraordinary nature and creation that surround us. The trees, the plants, the birds. Sometimes I just like to go out on my patio and listen to the birds. There's so many birds here. And the different ways that they communicate. The trees, the leaves, the grass, the plants, the flowers, the ocean, the sky, the clouds. Nature is amazing. Creation is amazing. All the little animals. It's amazing. And he specifically talks about the colors and the beauty that happen in nature. He said, how do plants and flowers acquire such variety of colors? How do they get like that? How does one get bright red and one gets blue and one gets orange and one gets yellow, one gets pink, one gets white? It's beautiful. He said it's light. It's the sun. It's the sun that does it. And these plants, these flowers, these manifestations in nature get exposed to the sun that sheds its light everywhere. But they pick up the light and they pick up the heat. It creates the flowers, it creates the color, it creates the beauty of nature. It says, if only the plant exposes itself to the kisses of its light and it embraces to its embraces and to its heat, the flower blooms. And as though returning to it the kiss and the embrace, It receives the shades of the colors and forms its beautiful complexion. So it's like the light and the heat come down, the plant accepts it, the plant embraces it, uses it, and in return, it provides something beautiful, something colorful, something profoundly enjoyable. And he says, now the soul symbolizes the flower, which exposes itself to receive the kiss and the embrace of the sun, to receive the different colors which the sun contains. And what light is this? It's the light of God. It's the light, it's the divine light. It's the light of the divine will. And she receives the different colors that the sun contains. What are these different colors? They're the divine nature. They're the attributes and the gifts of God. God is love. He is love. And proceeding for that love comes all kinds of beautiful virtue: patience, endurance, persistence, perseverance, kindness, gentleness, forgiveness, knowledge. All kinds of things come from this beautiful love, come from this beautiful nature of God. And he says, when we receive, we begin to receive these different colors of God's nature from his light. And what is his light? His light is himself. He is light. He embracing our souls. Create this interior light acting in us, this interior divinity acting in us because we're fused with him. He is doing this. We aren't. She's really the celestial flower, which the eternal sun, by the breath of its light, has colored so well as to perfume heaven and earth by the delight with its beauty, the very divinity, and the whole celestial court. So in return for this light and this beauty, this fecundity, this fruitfulness that comes from receiving this divine light by embracing and living in the divine will, we give beauty and color back to the world because it changes our nature. It gives us a divine nature. It changes our minds, our hearts, our thoughts, our soul is changed. And not only is it reflected in our lives here on this realm, it actually affects the celestial court, he said. Not only is it brought brightness and beauty to this world, but to heaven, to the saints, to the angels, past, present, and future. Anything enclosed in time, all that's not enclosed in time, all that lives in the eternal now, because really, in reality, there is only the eternal now. We live in time. It's our little I like to think of it as like God's little trick to light a fire under us. You only have so much time. We have eternity. We only have that much time here to do the work. But really, our souls are eternal. He said, the rays of my will empty her of what is human and fill her with what is divine. And so one can see in her the beautiful rainbow of my attributes. This is what he fills us with. This is what changes us. Because when we become filled with him and the divine will, we can't help but reflect the attributes. because it is the divine will acting in us. And the more we do it, the bigger it gets, the more consistent we become, the more malleable we become. Therefore, my daughter, enter often into my will in order to receive the tones and the different colors of the likeness to your Creator. So it's a beautiful way to think of it, isn't it? To think that our attributes, our characteristics, our virtues, our personalities, if you will, become the likeness of the Creator. And really, don't we want that? Isn't that a beautiful exchange for our will? We're so attached to our will. We love our will. We love our will more than we love anything. But unfortunately, we love our will many, many, many times more than we love God. God says, you can have me or you can have your will. We say, okay, well, we'll take our will. Thank you very much. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll try you tomorrow. Can't you just hang around a little bit? Make my life a little easier? Make my life a little better? Do you have to take the whole thing? He said, I'm a jealous God. I want all of you. He said to Louisa, I made you very shy, very timid, because I wanted all of you. I don't want to share you with other people. God wants us to share Him with other people. He wants our lives to glorify Him. Just by living our lives, what's that saying? You may be the only Bible anyone ever reads. Your life, your color, your beauty, your essence. These can all become divine. Our interactions, everything. To love is our mission. To love everyone. Even if we don't like them, even if we don't agree with them, even if they've hurt us, even if they've wounded us, even if they've, abandoned us, whatever the situation is, we're called to love them, to forgive them, to be godlike in our attitude towards others. He said, judge not lest ye be judged. For as you are judged, as you judge others, you will be judged. Do you have unforgiveness in your heart? Do you have jealousy in your heart? Do you have revenge in your heart? I've often said I think the greatest gift that's come to me from the divine will is peace. Peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of soul. It's not a person in this world that I have unforgiveness for or don't have love for. Some I have more love than others. Even those who've abandoned me, left me. There are people in my life who I loved for many, many years who've literally abandoned me, left me, won't talk to me. Won't forgive me for the wound that they perceive that I put on them. They won't even talk to me to find out that I didn't do it. Somebody else did it, or could have, or would have. There are people like that in our lives. We'll have people that, geez. Okay, go ahead. But we have to forgive and love those people. We don't necessarily have to, invite them back into our lives. Maybe we do. Maybe we want to. Maybe we're waiting for that. That's our discernment. And that also is a gift from God, is to discern our relationships. But first and foremost, we must love. And this divine will, this color of the divine will, can turn us into love. Isn't that remarkable? Don't you find that astounding? And in return, we grow in our love for God. We grow in our love for the divine will. And this exchange of love that goes on back and forth. We enter into this love that happens between the Trinity, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. They're constantly exchanging love. This is what they do. They pour love into one another. That love pours out onto us. And the divine will literally says, well, enter into this. Enter into this circle of love. We want you. We want you united with us in this circle of love. As we love each other, we pour into you, and you love us. And because we poured into you, you love us with our own love. Because it's our love that's filling you. It's not any kind of human love. It's a divine love. Do you think we can do all those things with our human love? Probably by now, you may have figured out that's pretty difficult. Something supernatural has to take place for some of these relationships can be resolved, restored. Some of these wounds can be healed. Some of these tears can be mended. And they can. There's nothing beyond God's help. There's nothing beyond God's grace. Nothing. There's nothing God can't do. But we can sure get in the way and prevent it. But if we expose ourselves to this sun of the divine will, the light of the divine will, He will make the changes necessary. He will turn us into a beautiful flower. Not closed off, but open, receptive to love, receptive to light, receptive to all these divine gifts that He wants to give us. So I took this little reading of 2 paragraphs, but I think there's so much here. Do you see what happens if you just take the time to meditate on one little reading? This is why we're asked to read every single day. This is why we're asked to read the Passion every single day. Mother Gabriel says that the sisters read 30 minutes in the morning and 38 minutes in the evening. She suggests even 3 times a day. Start with the Book of Heaven of the Blessed Virgin Mary in the morning, the Book of Heaven in the afternoon, and the Hours of the Passion in the evening before we retire. What a beautiful practice. I'm working on that. So I just wanted to share this little snippet with you. I appreciate all your comments. Your comments has been so beautiful. Many of you have been following the Son of My Will. And if you haven't been, all the videos, all the recordings, we're only on chapter 4, I believe. So we're not that far into it. You can catch up. But it's beautiful to learn about Louisa and her life. Things were like when she lived, how that influenced her. So much food for us. There's so much for us to delve into. We have an abundance of writings, teachings, knowledge coming out of our head. Watch Dan Childs. You'll find out. You'll find out about knowledge coming out of our heads. Every time I talk to Dan, whether it's doing a video or we're just talking, one of our epic phone conversations, I'm just blown away by what I learn and what can happen to a soul when they are diligent in seeking a life in the divine will. So with that, I want to say God bless you. Thank you. Thank you for your prayers. Pray for me as I pray for you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, for goodness sakes, what are you waiting for? Then you'll get notified when all of these things come up and you'll get in on it right away. You don't have to play catch up. It's like not reading the divine will for 5 days and then trying to read 5 days worth. It's easier to do it this way. So God bless you. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. And I do read every comment. And Dan reads the comments as well if you're looking at his videos. And I know that we're both most grateful for your prayer and your love and reaching out. So until next time, remember to always stay in His will. Bye-bye.